They said he wasn't built for this, not strong enough, not fast enough, not confident enough. They didn't yell it. They didn't have to. The doubt was quiet, consistent, everywhere. And after a while, he started hearing it too. He was just a kid, really, trying to find his place like everyone else. But it felt like his place was always being defined for him by others. He grew up hearing opinions from teachers, from teammates, from people who meant well, people who said they cared. You might want to try something else. This probably isn't your thing. Each comment sounded small, almost harmless on its own. But together, they added weight, a heavy, invisible burden he carried with him everywhere he went. He watched the other kids, the ones who moved with certainty, with confidence, with this unwavering belief that they belonged right where they were. They looked like they were born for it. He felt like he was just borrowing space, waiting for someone to ask for it back. At first, he pushed back. He'd get angry, determined. He told himself, they don't know me. They don't see how hard I'm working. He'd use their skepticism as fuel, pushing himself a little harder each time. But doubt is patient. It doesn't need to win every battle. It just waits. It shows up late at night when the house is quiet and no one else is around. It whispers to you when you're tired, when the effort feels invisible and unappreciated. That's when it sinks in. He started questioning everything, his own abilities, his pace, his worth. Was he really good enough? Was he just fooling himself? Every mistake, every fumble, every time he fell short, it felt like proof that they were right all along. Every setback felt deeply personal, like a verdict on his character. And the worst part? No one ever explicitly told him to quit. That would have been easier to fight. Instead, they just stopped expecting him to succeed. Their encouragement faded into a polite, distant silence. This created an invisible pressure that was almost suffocating. He trained harder, he worked longer hours. He put in the extra reps when no one was watching. He studied, he practiced, he obsessed. But the results didn't come as fast as he hoped. And when they didn't, the looks returned. The knowing glances between others, the silence that spoke volumes, the lowered expectations that hung in the air. He could feel the unspoken question from everyone around him. Why are you still trying? Isn't it obvious? And soon enough, he started asking himself that same question, more than once. In moments of pure exhaustion, he'd wonder if it was all pointless. Then came the lowest point. One day, after another casual reminder that he just wasn't built for this, he walked away and sat alone. No noise, no distractions. Just complete, raw honesty with himself. He finally admitted something he'd been avoiding for years. He was tired. Not tired of the work, not tired of the grind. He actually loved that part. He was tired of trying to prove himself to everyone else. Tired of living his life as a rebuttal to their opinions. And right there, in that moment of surrender, something shifted. It wasn't a lightning strike or a dramatic epiphany. It was quiet, a subtle change in his perspective. Instead of constantly asking, how do I prove them wrong? He asked himself something new, something he'd never really considered before. What do I actually want? The answer surprised him. It was so simple. He didn't want their approval. He didn't need their applause. He didn't even care about proving anyone wrong anymore. That fire had burned out. What he wanted deep down was to prove something to himself. That he could choose his own pace. That he could define his own version of success. That he could find his own reason for continuing. A reason that had nothing to do with anyone else's expectations. From that day forward, he stopped explaining himself. He stopped over-justifying his efforts. He stopped chasing validation that was never going to come. He just showed up differently. Not louder, not flashier, but more focused, more grounded. He learned that being built for this didn't mean looking like everyone else or moving at their speed. It meant adapting. It meant learning from failure instead of being defined by it. It meant staying in the game when it was hard. He stopped asking for permission to belong in that space. He simply claimed it as his own. The progress came slowly, quietly. For a long time, no one else noticed a thing. But he did. He felt it. He felt himself getting stronger, not just physically, but mentally. He stopped breaking down after setbacks. He started recovering faster, analyzing what went wrong, and getting back to work. That's growth. The kind that doesn't come with trophies or spotlights. It comes with something far more important: confidence without permission. A self-reliance that no one could give him and no one could take away. Then, one day, the moment of truth arrived. Someone said it again. The same old line he'd heard 1,000 times. You know, you're a great guy, but you're not really built for this. This time, the words landed differently. They didn't sting. They didn't even register as an insult. He didn't argue. He didn't explain all the progress he'd made. He just smiled. Not because he agreed with them, but because he finally understood. Being built for something isn't a predetermined state others decide for you. It's something you discover. It's something you earn by staying longer than doubt expects you to. So if you've ever been told you're not built for something, I want you to hear this. They're not always wrong about the path being hard, but they are almost always wrong about your potential. You don't have to look the part. You don't have to sound the part. You don't have to move like everyone else. You just have to stay. Stay curious enough to learn. Stay committed enough to endure. And most importantly, stay honest with yourself about what you truly want. They said he wasn't built for this. And maybe, in the beginning, he wasn't. Maybe he built himself along the way. Piece by piece. Failure by failure. Thanks for watching.